Well, good evening, everyone. Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're here in Big Daddy's workshop. I know y'all. I really want to thank everyone that's been watching and subscribed to the channel. Y'all, especially last night, y'all crashed my computer out last night. That was awesome. It really was. Um, Big thanks to all the Bearded Viking crew and stuff. And what I'm gonna do in this video right here, I know y'all noticed that probably both them crosses over my left shoulder in the live feed. Well, I'm going to attempt to walk y'all through making that woven cross, and it's a simple job. What we're gonna do is take and rip down some three quarter by inch and a half strips, and then we're gonna cut them out over on the miter saw at the right angles, right width. I give you all the measurements and stuff, and then we'll come over and put it together. And you want to this one, I'm gonna burn the wood, and then I always like to put a backing on mine. Makes it a little stiffer and stronger to fool with, and leave the backer, plain. And like I said, we're gonna burn the wood on the cross, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Well, with that said, I'm going to fire up the old table saw here, and we'll rip us some inch and a half strips. Okay. Y'all follow me over here to the table saw now. Just going to use some pine on this right here. Just like I say, doing this right here. I do the hardwoods on my orders, or if they want it in pine, it's a little bit cheaper that way. You do it either way, but I always like to do any stuff I'm just fiddling around with out of pine. That way it doesn't cost quite as much anyway. Pine ain't cheap as it used to be. And I'm old enough to remember when you get a 1,000 board feet of cypress for, I think it was like $500. And we thought that was high then. And I think pine was like 150, something like that. But with that said, we're fixing to fire up the table saw. If I can find there it is. I'm fancy, y'all. I got me some little remote control from Harbor Freight right here. I turn my vacuums on. All right, here we go. Now I was fixing to move over here to my miter saw, people. Bring you over here with me. That way y'all can see when I mess up. Now, the first cuts we're going to make need 4 pieces at 4.5 inches long point to long point. Make sure y'all getting the whole view of it. I'm new at this stuff, y'all. Have mercy on me. Set our miter saw up to 45 degrees. Just flip it over. I got the stop block right here to set at 4.5 inches. Need 4 of them. Now that's our first 4 pieces right here. Now our next 4, we're going to set them up at 3 3/4. We need 4 of these. Yep, y'all caught me already, didn't you? That's 4 3/4 from long point to square. And I'm probably the only one who ever messes up like this. cut this knot out of it right here. Let me go ahead and cut another 45 degree. Come back over to 0. And like I say, these pieces right here are 3 and what I said it was 3 3/4. That's 2 of them. That's 3. And one more will make these 4. I knew I shouldn't have done that. Did any of y'all see where it went? You need to wait till the saw is stopped before you pull it out of there, okay, y'all? Now there. Get this last one right here cut. Okay, that's 4 of those. We got 4. And we got these 4 with 45s on each end. Now the next one we're gonna have is gonna be there'll be needs 4 of those. I mean 3 of those, excuse me. At 6 3/4 inches long to square. So we'll set the 6 3/4 long to square, people. I think I'm gonna be able to do it. Let's see. I need to practice more safety. All right, now there we'll square it off here now. All right. Square this one out. And we'll square this one up. Okay, that gives us these 3 pieces. And on that first one, the second one, I mean, the 3 3/4 to from long point to square point, I only need 3 of those. Sorry about that. So we've got that 4 and them 3. Now what we need to do is to cut us a 1 piece 18 3/4 inches long from long point to square. All right. Let's see how long this one is. If we're gonna be able to make it without it. Let me see. We need 115 to 43. 30, 18, 19, 16, 35. Oh yes, look at here. Hardly any scrap left over. All right, we'll have one, like I say, it's 18 3/4 inches. And then we'll have another one at 15 3/4 inches. That ain't quite gonna do me, guys. There. All right, so that gives us 4 pieces at 4 1/2 long to long. 3 pieces at 3 3/4 long to square. 3 pieces 6 3/4 long to square, and then 1 piece 18 3/4 long to square, and 1 piece 15 3/4 long to square. All right, guys, let me take this over there, and I'll come back and get y'all in just a little bit, okay? We'll move over to my setup area. We'll walk through that. All right, I'm gonna take y'all with me. All right, my friends, let's see. Let me get do a little shining up on these joints and stuff. Oh, I forgot one thing. I forgot one thing, guys. Y'all have to forgive me on that, okay? We'll go and get this little stuff sanded down right quick. We'll go back over to the miter saw. show you one other thing I do to this. At least I like it like that anyway. It looks good to me. You do you. Put your twist on it. You can leave it square like that right there, but what I'm going to do is chop me a little bit, about a half inch off of a 45 bevel on the pieces that are going to be butting up to each other like this on all the square pieces. So let's get these kind of ready. Okay, 3 pieces. These 3 pieces. And yes, these 2 pieces. I'll be right back for y'all, okay? Uh-oh. I forgot about y'all. Sorry. But I was doing something a little dangerous over there. I didn't want y'all to see. I got it set at a 45. What I'm going to do is just take and trim about a quarter off of it. Put the long side down. And then cut that much off of it right there. Sorry about that, ladybug. Squashed me a ladybug, y'all. All right, let's go back over here to the setup now. I'm going to kind of lay it out. Let's kind of see what it looks like. And we're going to do a little quick sanding on it also. Excuse me. All right. Now, let's see. Am I doing this right? Probably not. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Knew I was gonna mess up. Knew it was gonna happen. Do y'all know what I done? Correct. I cut the wrong side of the bevel on my pieces. Now I'll see if I can't find me some that'll fit. And take place of these. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I messed up, y'all. That's the bad. Yeah, and the bad part of me, I don't know how to edit, so y'all get to see it as it happens. Y'all get to laugh at this. Because I'm sure you say, I never would have done that. I did miss one step. I usually kind of put it together and mark the size I got a bevel, y'all. Now, that's kind of a dry layout. So you see right here, 1, 2, 3, them 3 pieces are right. This piece, and this piece, and this piece, and this piece. Guess what? It's not right. So I got to cut 3 more of these. Give me 2 more of these. Actually, 3 more. Got to cut them 3 again. You got to cut this one again. So let's look to the wood pile and see if I can find some scraps, and we'll saw us a couple more. One by 1.5 inches, because I don't have enough to do the long piece. I got enough. I can take this one and do the short pieces. So let's go back. Let me put y'all over here just for a second. Three and 3/4 what we got to have, brothers and sisters. Okay, there's one. Then we'll do our 45s and do a. What did I say? 3 and 3/4, not 4 and 3/4. What? Y'all didn't see me do that wrong. Bunch of bloopers on this one, isn't it? Now don't do this unless you're comfortable with doing it. My hand, it might not look like it, but my hand was about 3 or 4 inches away from the blade is all. All right, got them. And let's see. Oh, I ain't got to cut a number at the table, so I already got one here ready for y'all. So let's set our 45. Cut this knot out right here. That way it won't look so bad. And this one right here is going to be yes. Just a second, guys. This one's going to be 15 and 3/4 inches long. Oh, who's seen that? Who hollered at me right then to hold up? No one of y'all did because I heard you. Now, that'll be 15 and 3/4 from long to short. I mean, long to square, excuse me. Now, people, my friends, let's go ahead now. Oh, my goodness. Let me make sure on this. All right, people. We're going to do it, trim a little bit off so it won't be so much sand and make it look like it's weaving up under each other. And let's see if I got this right. Now there. All right, crew, let's go back over here to my outfeed table where I do my work at, where I find all my mistakes at and stuff. And get y'all, we'll start doing some gluing up. As Bearded Viking would say, we're going to start adding a dab of glue. I got my grandson saying that now. Get my little pin nailer here. Kind of help hold these joints together. I'll tell you what I want to do right quick. I want to do some roundovers right quick on this taper right there. I don't want to look, just get them mixed up. Okay. Take this over my sander right here and okay, see what I did right here? Instead of, it's just kind of square, just kind of rounded it off to make it look a little bit more hand done. Now, we will start joining them together. I have one for that one for that one, and one for this one. One for that one for that one, and one for this one. Okay. Now, that goes there, that goes there, and that goes there. I just want to kind of get them some kind of order. before I go to gluing them. Which really and truly, I just thought about it. While I was had a brain fart, I guess. What really could do is just, you don't have to reassemble it like that to put them back together. Just make sure you keep all your curve points, your roundovers heading in the same direction. Understand? And that'll work out. Each one of these pieces will be put together literally the same way. You see what I'm talking about? Now, so what I will do now is get them ready to glue together, keep them in a little bunch pointed the same way. And if you'll notice, the longest one of the two uprights the longest one is going to always, I've always put it on my left-hand side. You can put it on your right-hand side. It doesn't really make any difference. It all works the same. So what we're going to do is just put some glue right here on this. Now this is a patented glue spreader right here. I don't know if y'all ain't got, man, nobody can get one like this, quite like this. You can get similar ones like this. And they kind of sit there and soak some of that glue in. Yeah, a little bit more soaking in right there fast. I put it on there. All right, people. Let's see. Lay that down. It's glue done soaked in. Still got a good sheen to it, and hadn't dried off. Good. As BV would say, put a little rub joint on it. Make sure we got. All right. All I'm really just trying to do is keep them together long enough to get backing on them. You don't need to be too rough with them. The glue's gonna hold everything to start with. I need to get me some CA glue. Run out. And think about it when I went to town. These are 1-inch pin nails, so they get in there getting a pretty good bite at the bottom of it. And then get that right there out the way. Let's do another one. Like I say, long one on left, short one on the right. Let's do some glue up. All right. Okay, people, here we go. Let's see if we can get this and here to go together right. Now. Mm. Yes, it slid on me. All right, there's another one. Oh, yeah, I was really, man, it shocked me last night how y'all turned out and all the support. This channel is really a very special, the Bitter Viking channel is really filled with a bunch of special people. They're full, everybody's encouraging one another. And I try to tell all the Christians they need to be encouraging each other instead of out there talking about each other. Because that ain't, well, there's nothing worse than for a misguided person or a lost person to hear. Now I'm talking because I'm from the wrong side of the tracks in my life at one time. I got to listen to how the Christian folks talk about each other. They talk about each other more than they do us, y'all. And they did the lost people anyway. And people hear that. And I'll tell you, here's the way I thought about it when I heard it. Man, I ain't gonna be part of that. They be talking about me all the time. They won't even be talking about nothing else. Be a tornado coming across. You see what Van doing? He used to do this kind of stuff. That's the thing about it, used to. There's a lot of difference between used to and still doing it. Amen. But like getting back to what I was saying, this channel is very encouraging. You know, people are. You know, and I hope everybody over here, as they come here to spend time with me, will be encouraging to each other there too. Because I know y'all are. I can't tell you how much encouragement y'all have given me. You know, I'm old guy. I'm not the oldest one in the group, but you know, I'll be 65 in June, and I hadn't retired. I just went to working for myself instead of company I was working for getting $175, $180 an hour for my work. I decided I'd get me $100 something an hour for it, and save my customers, you know, $15,000-$20,000 on a big job. Anyway, and I was going to be the one to do it anyway. Be different from somebody else doing it, but I'm going to be the one going to be doing it anyway. So I do that. Right before I started the video, before I turned my phone on, I had a couple of them, wanting to book some planners. So I told them I put the name down and get it done for them. What I work the meters over and check them over and calibrate them and get where the spacing is accurate. Get it where the singulation is good, is great. It all depends on what kind of plate it is. I always try to do at least a 95 or above, 98. I mean, 98 or above, even on the vacuum style singulation. But on the E-sets, precision plates, I always shoot for at least 99.9 accuracy. And if it ain't got 99.9, 99.8, I don't let it go. So I get it tweaked into that. And you might not believe it though. You think, well, one seed out of 100 don't get planted, okay? Just knocked off. Or you get a double and that's 2 seeds wasted, but you still got a plant that's not there. And you plant 34,000 seeds, you got 3,400 seeds that you get planted. 340 seeds that you get planted. Don't sound like much. Well, I think it was like 3 bushels to the acre. Anyway, it's about, even at $5 corn, it's about a $15 loss in potential harvest. In other words, and like first that I ever did when I was working up there, customer, he riding down the field, right there. I mean, on the road. It's just the sand. You look across them, bump, 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 bump. Every 5 inches, 4.5, 5 inches, and then there come a gap. He got out, and took a picture of it, and then dug in between the 2 plants. Guess what he found? He found a seed that didn't germinate. He showed it to me, and I told him, I said, "Look, brother, all I'm responsible for is getting seed in the ground. I can't guarantee him to germinate now." And then some of his chemical people, they was looking at the stand and stuff, and the cotton and the corn, beans also. Do them for him. And the chemical guys was talking about they'd never seen a stand that good. And of course, he said, I told him I know that he knew how to. He told me. He said, I told him I know how to set them planters. He said, well, you done a good job of it. I said, I believe you did that too. He laughed. He said, no, man. I told him who did it. I said, you give him a card? He said, yep. And so, and then just as soon as I get through with the planters, I will be going into the working on my combine stuff. I was going to do is take y'all out there for a little live feed with me, or record me being out there anyway. I'm working on a couple of combines, headers, and stuff like that. Probably even one of the planters, and just show you what else I do. And all right, let's see. I think we're in for a little sanding now, y'all. Get these joints sanded up. Trying to remember which ones I done first, last, or whatever. I think that right there. I think that was the last one. I know it's going to be cold. I just want to make sure it's kind of set and flat, y'all. Now there. Oh yeah, when you glue these joints together, try to make sure you got clean your inside corners out, because that's going to be hard to get to. No, I'd sand these a little bit on when I was doing another project. That's very nice. That's the reason they're cleaning up so good, y'all. Now there, brothers and sisters, let's get ready to set some fire on set some stuff on fire. Yeah, that's what I had to go to Tractor Supply for, y'all. Give me a new one. My other one wouldn't work. And yes, it was a full bottle of gas on it. That's what my wife asked me. I was asking y'all, so I tell you. I guess I'm doing this right. My goodness, is ever gonna come later? Well, it works. That works. All right, people, let's put a little burn on it. And then we'll hit a little bit with the sand after we get through. That was like a marshmallow, that wouldn't it? Now, what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that, brothers and sisters? That shows you right there, this stuff wasn't completely dry as long as it's been in my shop even. Been here, these pieces have been for over a year inside here. Well, let's see what kind of sanding I need to do to it. Y'all think I need to do any to it? What do y'all think? Let's put it down. Let me give y'all. I can't hear you, so I'm probably gonna do what I want to do anyway. I'm kind of hard-headed like that. What do y'all think about that? Think I'll do the edges? I think so. Let's do the edges. Yeah, let's do the edges, people. Now, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? Now, how long have I been on here? Let's see. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some varnish on that and put the backing in it, and then got a surprise for y'all about this. Now, this is for all the ones that are members right now.